Merci une fois de plus à être connecté sur ce réseau. Thank you very much to be connected to this channel, Pape French Class. Aujourd'hui, today, we are going to talk about a particular set of verbs called les verbes pronominaux. Les verbes pronominaux, pronominal verbs. When we are talking of verbs, we are talking of actions. In our primary schools, they taught us that a verb is an action word. Yes, but we have also to know that a verb is not only action. We are not just talking about action. When you are talking of verb, we are not only referring to actions because we have state verbs. But today we are going to focus on verb as an action word. So a pronominal verb is also a verb like others, but there is something particular to pronominal verbs. When we are using a verb as an action word, we are expecting the action to fall on an object. But on that pronominal verb, the subject is at the same time subject and the object. Means that the action is coming back on the subject. That is what you call in French un verbe pronominal. In French language, we have two types of pronominal verb. There are some verbs that are naturally pronominals. They are called verbes essentiellement pronominaux. Verbes essentiellement pronominaux. They are pronominal by nature, if you can use that word. We also have verbs we can change to pronominal just by adding something. So they are also called verbes occasionnellement pronominaux. Verbes occasionnellement pronominaux. So you have two types of pronominal verb. Verbe essentiellement pronominal. These verbs are pronominal verb by nature. Like the verb s'asseoir, to sit. It is a verb pronominal, essentiellement pronominal. You also have verb occasionnellement pronominal. These verbs, you can change them to pronominal verbs. But attention, it's not all the verbs you can change to pronominal verbs. And we also have three forms a pronominal verb can take. A pronominal verb can take three forms. The first form is la forme réfléchie. La forme réfléchie. Here, the action is being carried by an individual, one person, and the same action is coming back on him. Example, to talk, parler. I can talk to someone. I can also talk to myself. So I'm talking with nobody, but I'm talking to myself. That is, the action is now reflecting on me. So, verbe pronominal réfléchi. You also have verbe pronominal réciproque. Here, we are two or more. I'm talking to you, you are also talking to me. Or we are more than two, you are talking to each other. So we see this is also a pronominal verb. We are using pronominal verb in French to express this type of action. So in this case, this pronominal verb has taken the form of verbe pronominal réciproque. You also have the third form a pronominal verb can take, verbe pronominal à sens passif. Verbe pronominal à sens passif. Here in English, we have some sentences, like the bank closes by 8 o'clock. In French, the verb to close here must be pronominal. The verb must be used in only pronominal form. And that form is forme pronominale à sens passif. So let us come back to the three forms. Forme réfléchie, forme réciproque, and forme à sens passif. So these are the three forms a pronominal verb can take in French. But the question we can ask ourselves is, how can we identify a pronominal verb, un verbe pronominal? Un verbe pronominal, pardon. Comment reconnaître un verbe pronominal? How to identify, how to recognize a pronominal verb? Under infinitive form, a pronominal verb is always preceded by se, se. Exemple, se parler, se regarder, se demander, se réveiller, s'observer, s'habiller, s'appeler. You see, we always have se before the verb. So when you see a verb like this under infinitive form, definitely it is a pronominal verb, un verbe pronominal. But in a sentence, the verb is conjugated. So how can you know that this verb used here is a pronominal verb? Before the conjugated form of the verb, there is always what we call in French pronom réfléchi. Reflexive pronoun. Un pronom réfléchi. It can be me, te, ce, nous, vous, or ce. Me, te, ce, nous, vous, and ce. So the me is used when I am the action maker and the action is on me. Self-action. Example, I am bathing myself. I am washing myself. Now, the verb to wash is laver. Now, to make it pronominal, it will be se laver. So now, when you want to say, I am washing myself, you change the se to me. You have je me and lave. Je me lave. Je me lave. You are washing yourself. It will be tu te laves. Tu te laves. Il se lave. Elle se lave. Now we are washing ourselves will be nous nous lavons. You will be vous vous lavez. And they will be il se lave. So you see how we can use a pronominal verb. Attention, you can never use a pronominal verb without a pronom réfléchi. Make sure that you use pronom réfléchi before introducing your verbs. So, a pronominal verb is a verb we use when the action falls on this action doer. So, can we have example of pronominal verb? Se réveiller, to wake oneself. Se demander, to ask oneself. S'habiller, to dress oneself. So when you want to say, I dress myself, you will say, je m'habille. Je m'habille. I wake up. Je me réveille. Chaque matin, je me réveille à 6 heures. Every day, every morning, I wake up at 6 o'clock. So, vous voyez? So we have the form, the last form of pronominal verb. We call it forme pronominale à sens passif. Se fermer, s'ouvrir, se terminer. So this form of pronominal verb is used if you want to express something like in English. In English, we used to say, the school starts at 8 o'clock. The school closes at 12 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So here, to close is se fermer. open is s'ouvrir. So if you want to say the school opens by 8 o'clock, you can now say l'école se ferme à 8 heures. L'école s'ouvre à 8 heures, sorry, to open. L'école s'ouvre à 8 heures. The school closes by 2 o'clock. L'école se ferme à 14 heures. La banque s'ouvre à 8 heures. The bank open at 8 o'clock. Les tomates se vendent cher. Les tomates se vendent cher. Tomatoes are sold costly. Tomatoes are sold costly. Les tomates se vendent cher. So, you see, we also have the second form, verb pronominal réciproque. Here we have reciprocal action. The action I'm doing to you, you are also receiving the same action. For example, we talk to each other. We will be nous. So each other will be nous again. Nous parlons. Nous parlons. Nous parlons au téléphone. We talk to each other on phone. Nous saluons. We greet each other. Nous saluons. Nous réveillons à 6 heures. We wake up at 6 o'clock. Nous promenons. We take a walk. Nous habillons. We dress up ourselves. Nobody is dressing up us. We are doing that action by ourselves, on ourselves. So this is the particularity of pronominal verbs. So now, on your own, you can also use pronominal verbs in French language. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Partagez, aimez, et puis, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Au revoir.